really, really big. My hair grew, my nails grew, things were flawless except my nose was really big. With my daughter, I didn't get as big, but my hair fell out. Yeah, that's what I said. I was traumatized. Because I just had a baby a year or so ago, and my hair was down my back. And when I had her, my hair was falling out in clumps. And I'm thinking, this is not right. Things change us. So we either go with the flow or we don't. Same thing with being pregnant with purpose. You begin to expand. You don't look the same. You want to stay the same. Because how many times have you seen pregnant women, and this is the new thing, and they own clothes, and they have on a half shirt, and it's nothing, put your clothes on, girl. There's nothing cute. I don't understand. So, you know, they half dress, and, you know, when I was pregnant, I wore maternity clothes. But people don't do that anymore. They wear leggings and jogging pants.
They go find smaller clothes.
Right, then they wear jeans and they button them under their belly. And I'm thinking, really? My belly was everywhere. There was nothing to button under. There was no button under. It was all buttoned up because it was bad. So I'm envious of their pregnancy because I'm thinking, wow, look at you. Not envious to the point that I want to be pregnant. You hear that, Jesus? Not envious to that point. I'm just envious to the point that I'm like, oh, wow. So as you begin to expand, that's what we do. And actually, I talked about it. I texted her a few weeks ago, a month or so ago, and told her I felt like I was too big for my box. And that's what happens in ministry. We become too big for our box when we become pregnant with purpose. And we begin to expand. And we begin to get exposed. People who have never seen us before, who have never noticed us before, they notice us. Why? Because in our secret place, we're like, God, I'm ready. God, I'm ready. I'm ready. He's like, you ready? Then go. You're like, well, wait. What I meant to say was, I need some bigger clothes. I don't really, because this doesn't fit me anymore. So I need something bigger so I can fit into it. He's like, no, you're ready. So at the end of your pregnancy, everything is exposed. Literally. You are, oh Jesus, you are really exposed. So people you don't know, you might know this doctor, but what if your doctor ain't a baby? Then they see you a strange doctor that you never met before. He may or may not speak English. A doctor delivered my baby in red cowboy boots. It was ridiculous. He may or may not speak English. He may or may not show up on time. So, you're in stirrups and you're getting ready to push. Let's talk about when you're ready to go into labor. It's painful. It's uncomfortable. But it has to happen. It's a must. The baby's got to come out. But the baby's got to come out. Doesn't matter if you cross your legs, if you put on tight jeans, if you sit in a chair, the baby's coming. And you're not prepared. This is the funny part. You're never prepared. Because you may get a baby that's allergic to Pampers and all you bought is Pampers. I had a baby that was allergic to Johnson & Johnson. What baby is allergic to Johnson & Johnson? Yeah, allergic to Johnson & Johnson. So he had to use Nivea. 16 years old with a baby that uses Nivea. $7 a bottle, boy, you gonna use some Johnson & Johnson. You just gonna be itching. You gonna smell good. Johnson & Johnson. And that's what happened. You think I'm prepared. Oh, I'm ready. I got everything that I need. Doesn't matter how you think you got everything that you need. Still have to get ready on the way. Because there's a process. So, when you get ready to have the baby, things begin to change. You begin to have contractions. And they're painful. And in the spiritual realm, what I call that is provocation to pray.
Is what?
Provocation to pray. You're being provoked to pray. Wow. When you are in a place in your life and all you can do is pray, and things are so bad and things are so heavy, and you feel like you are overwhelmed and you are going to explode, it's labor pains. And what happens when the baby's coming? It gets worse. It's not like, oh, I'm going to have a baby, and the pain started at home. You're like, oh, this is cool. I can do this. Ooh, baby breathes. 3 or 4 hours into it, you're like, ooh, ooh. By the end of it, you're like, oh, God. And that's what we do in the natural industry. When it becomes painful, we may have never called on God before. But when it gets too bad, and it's too heavy, and it's overbearing, we're screaming, oh, God! And we're looking for anesthesia.
Yeah.
Where's the other girl? Where's the pain meds? Fix it, Jesus. Fix it now. Because what happens when you're like, hey, nurse, where you at with that pill? Come on, give me something. Help me. And that's what we do with Jesus. Help me, Jesus. We ain't call on the whole time we've been praising. We just walking around. Some of us in our skinny jeans, those of us that can still wear them in our skinny jeans. And we stomach hanging out. Not me, my mom had a fit. Stomach hanging out. You exposed everywhere. Everybody knows you're pregnant. Here's the funny part. Have you ever met somebody that everybody knew they was pregnant with them? You like, your face is glowing. You look great. You pregnant? No, I ain't pregnant. What is wrong with your stomach? I don't know, but I ain't pregnant. Clearly, you're pregnant. When I was going to school, a lot of my friends, well, they were my friends, people I know were having babies, and they would tell their mom, they get to the hospital and be like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And they get to the hospital and have a baby. Really? 40 weeks, and you didn't know what was wrong with you. There's that number. 40 weeks. You had no idea what was wrong with you? The baby done moved and kicked. You done sweats in your hands. Now, that can't happen because I was 7 months before I told my mother I was pregnant with my daughter. True story. And I was still able to wear my clothes. Literally, the day I told her I was pregnant, I could no longer fit in my clothes. True story. The day I told her I was pregnant was a Saturday. The next Sunday, I couldn't put any of my clothes on. You talking about somebody mad? I should have just rolled that secret out. And I was a good size 6. I think the next day I was like a 14. True story. True story. I had on a smock. It looked like a smock. Where did this ugly dress come from? It was horrible. So, back to the posture of the fish. So, sorry. That's just where I am in my life. So, as your body begins to change and your pelvic cavity begins to expand, it's painful. So let's talk about it. You go through labor and you're screaming and you're hollering, your water breaks. The symbolization of water is life. Your water breaks. That's signifying that life is getting ready to come forth. So let me tell you about that part later. I'm really, really excited about this. That's those unstoppable tears. In the spiritual realm, that's those unstoppable tears. Have you ever been through something that was so heavy and so bad that you could cry at the job? I mean, literally just, somebody say hi, you be like, ha. Hey, like, what's wrong with you? She's thinking, oh my God, I didn't want to talk to anybody because all I could do was hold it in. I've been trying to hold this in, and the pain is so bad, hello will make me cry. Going to the gas station, gas on number 5. You're like, thank you, I'm like, oh, you're welcome. I mean, literally, it's been that bad and so overwhelming and so heavy. So when you begin to cry uncontrollably, just your water breaking. Just your water breaking. That's it. Water break. Get ready. Because now the pain gets worse. I'm trying to help you. So you won't be like, I hate her. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to prepare you. Because then the pain gets worse. The water breaks and you're thinking, whew, that one moment of water break, you're like, oh, okay, I can cry. Once your water break, they're like, okay, you at 6. You can get an epidural. You're like, yes. What about when the epidural doesn't work?
I had that happen twice. They numbed me twice, and they numbed me from the upper thighs down.
That's great.
And they missed everything. I couldn't walk for 4 hours.
Yeah, badass these guys. They were hard. So what about the people that come in your life and they're your anesthesia? You go, okay, God's gonna work it out. He's got a plan for you. Yes! You do. You just want them to shut up and be like, let me have this baby. You can help me or don't. God's gonna help you. He's bringing you out. Here comes the anesthesia. And you're like, yes, Lord, he's bringing me out. What happens when the anesthesia don't work?
It's painful. It's worse.
Emotions intensify.
They intensify because you think, what? I was sitting here and I was waiting for this main man to work and it never kicked in.
Yeah.
But God, she said you were going to bring me out. God, she said you was a deliverer. This is my season. God, you're working it out. You're thinking, what the flip? Nothing's working out. It's all broken. I'm in more pain than I was before you came with that foolishness saying he was going to fix it. You lied. Lies you tell. He didn't fix anything. Everything is still broken. This is worse than it was. That doesn't last long. Because the worse the pain, because what's happening in the process is not only are you getting ready to push, but your body is pushing. Remember, things are changing. That's been my Facebook status for the last few days. It's been really interesting. Things are changing. So, as you get to the end, the posture of the push. Once your water breaks, you have to get to the hospital. It doesn't matter if you're at Walmart, Kmart, Denny's, at home. You gotta go. You have to go. You have to get yourself in position to push. Regardless of how painful, or how ridiculous, or how ugly, how your hair ain't done. I've heard some of the people say, I gotta get my hair done before I go into labor. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Who does that? You? That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Who does that? I didn't get my hair done. I just went. I'm thinking, I'm already fat. It's over. Let's get it done with it. So the posture of the push. Doesn't matter if you're sitting or standing. If the baby's coming. Doesn't matter if you're laying down. Doesn't matter if you're too tired to push. Because I remember my first child, I said, I can't push anymore. I can't do it. And my mom looked at me and said, well, who's going to do it? I said, I don't care. I don't care who does it. I don't care who does it. Somebody do it. Get the baby or don't get the baby. Let's just stop right here. Leave the baby in. See, that's where I've been. That's where I've been even in my spiritual life with Sarah session. Leave the baby in here. I don't want to push. This is too much. It's overwhelming. I don't want to push. I don't want to be exposed. But how can you know whether you push or not, the baby's coming? Right. So you need to push, or somebody can go get it. Let's talk about midwives. This is exciting. This is really, really exciting for me. I have several midwives in my life who are helping me push Sarah sessions. But you have to know the difference between a midwife and a friend. Because there is a difference. Midwives are there for the push. When you meet your obstetrician, you may see him 6 years later and be like, Dr. Jones, and he's going to be like, but you're so excited because it's Dr. Jones. You delivered my 6 kids. He don't deliver 4,000 babies since your kid. He don't know you. There are people who have been placed in your life simply to encourage you to push. Push your dreams, push your hopes, push your baby out. What does midwife do? Push. You can do it. Push. Don't give up now. Put your head in your chest. God, this is so sweet. I remember this 20 years later. Put your chin in your chest and push. You think, I don't want to put my chin in my chest. Everything in my nether regions hurt. I don't care about it. Get this back. Get this back. Just get it. So the posture of the push is you're exposed. There's somebody there and they're like, push, breathe. If you're lucky, you may have your husband. Breathe. Go in. You might not be so lucky because you might not want him in there and be like, look what you did. Have you ever said that to God? I have. Look what you did. Why would you do that? All the people in the world you could have chosen, why would you pick me? I could be doing something else. I just want to chill out and relax and play follow the leader. I'm really good at follow the leader. You go left. Oh, this is my right, see? I guess I'm not as good as I thought I was. You go left, I go right. I don't know my left from my right. Oh, okay, you go left, I go left. It is just that simple that sometimes, again, it's so painful and the posture of the push is so hard that you're like, I don't want this. I don't need this. I'm not worthy of this. Give this to somebody else. I am so honest. I have said that 1,000 times. I don't care who you give it to. You want me to pick somebody? Because I've seen a whole bunch of people that can do it way better than me. They're better equipped, they can talk better, they can walk better, they look better, they can probably read better. Let them have it. And I will support them, I will show up at their events. Probably were, because I probably really wasn't going to show up. But in my mind, I'll show up at their events, and do that. But the reality is once it's your destiny and it's your purpose, nobody else can deliver it. Nobody else can do it. It's just that simple. Somebody else may do it like you, and they may have something similar to you, but they can never do it who you are. Because who God created you to be, there's not another you in the whole wide world. God knows there's not another me. And if there is, God bless the other people that still live. There's not another me. Because I'm unique in my own way. I'm unique in my own skin. And I'm finally at a place in my life where I'm comfortable. I read in Samuel chapter 1, Samuel 1 and 1, it's 1 through 8. Clearly I can find Samuel. I never used a real life. That sounds really crazy, but I don't. Okay. So Samuel 1 and 1, I'm going to read to 8 verse. I'm going to read out of the Message Bible because it's my favorite. Okay?
What verse are we on?
1.
1 and 1.
1 and 1. There was once a man who lived in Ramah. He was descended from Ozab family in Ephraim Hills. His name was Elkanah. I don't know why we're reading that. Through his father Jeraham and grandfather Ehud and great-grandfather Tahu, he had 2 wives. The first was Hannah, and the second was Peninnah. Peninnah had children, and Hannah did not. Every year, this man went from his hometown up to Shiloh to worship and offer a sacrifice to the God of the army of angels of army. Eli and his 2 sons, Hophni and Phinehas, served as priests of God there. When Elkanah sacrificed, he passed helpings from the sacrificial meat around to his wife Peninnah and all her children. But he always gave an especially generous helpings to Hannah because he loved her so much and because God had not given her children. But her rival wife taunted her cruelly, rubbing it in and never letting her forget that God had not given her children. This went on year after year. Every time she went to sanctuary of God, she would expect to be taunted. Hannah was reduced to tears and had no appetite. Her husband Elkanah said, "Oh, Hannah, why are you crying? Why aren't you eating? And why are you so upset? Am I not worth more to you than 10 sons?" So Hannah ate, and then she pulled herself together, slipped away quietly into the sanctuary. The priest Eli was on duty at the entrance of God's temple in the customary seat. Crushed in soul, Hannah prayed to God and cried inconsolably. Then she made a vow. "Oh God, the angel of armies, if you'll take a good hard look at my pain, if you'll quit neglecting me and go into action for me, by giving me a son, I'll give him completely, unreservedly to you, and I'll set him apart for a life of holy discipline." Okay. God have blessing to his word. Let's talk about Hannah and Peninnah. Have you ever had somebody that gets on your nerves so bad? It always feels like they are picking at you. I'm going through that right now. Literally, at my job. I am just being picked at and picked at and picked at. Again, it becomes my provocation to pray. If you notice what Hannah did was she sought God. Elkanah loves her, but she couldn't give Elkanah any children. And in those days, not to have any children meant that you were cursed. Sometimes we feel like we are cursed because we don't operate the way other people operate. Because this is who I am. For a long time, I felt like because I didn't preach like women, and I didn't walk around like women, and I didn't wear the proper attire. Because I've been to churches where this isn't proper attire. You had to have the long skirt and the pantyhose and this and that, and that's not who I am. I'd much rather be in jeans and flip-flops and minister to the word of God to somebody on the street than to be closed into a building under the rules and the regulations. That's just not who I am. So as Hannah beseeched God, she said, "God, why have you forgotten me? Why have you done this to me?" Again, that goes right back to him. And then she made a promise. I made a promise to God. I told God a couple of times, "God, if you let me live, I'll do Sarah sessions." I lied. "God, if I don't have another heart attack, I'll do Sarah sessions." "God, if you restore my marriage, I'll do this." "God, if you save my kids, I'll do this." And that's what we do. Same thing when we're in the labor. Anything to get the epidural. "I'll be quiet. I'll stop screaming. I'll stop screaming." Anything to get that relief. So in that process of the pain and of the push, what is your posture? Let me tell you the definition of posture. Then I'm going to let you guys talk. There are 18 definitions for push, 4 definitions for posture in dictionary.com. The 18th dictionary for push is to extend vigorous effort. To extend vigorous effort. I thought, oh, that's interesting. But this was more interesting. Posture. A mental or spiritual attitude. When I thought of posture, I thought it was the way you stood, the way you sat. I never thought it would be your attitude. I never thought it would be the way you felt about something or the way you looked at something. I never thought that. I never thought that because I'm always like, because I'm talking, so I try to keep everything from. But I never thought that even in the spiritual realm, that sometimes we're and just slouching and just because we're so heavy and nobody's there to pick it up. Why? Because in here, when Elkanah told Peninnah to eat, even though she was too upset to eat, she still ate. Goes right back to us being damaged, and we put on the mask, and we put on the face, and we, okay, sure, whatever. But nobody sees your pain. I can't help you push if I don't know you no longer have the ability to push. The one thing about the women that are connected to me that I share my deepest secrets with, they know. There's no secret. I am done. I picked up the phone and was like, I don't want to do Sarah sessions no more. I believe my season has passed. God bless you. Good night. And they were like, no. I'm like, yes, it has. It's over. I moved on. My season is past. I even said this. There are thousands of women's groups. That's like somebody saying, there are thousands of babies. I'm not going to have this baby. There's a billion babies in the world. I ain't going to have it. That's what I said. I said, there's thousands of women's groups. They don't need another women's group. Like, who needs another women's group? You can go anywhere and hear exactly what I'm saying from anybody. And God's like, no. And he sent people in my life to remind me. No. You're the only one that have this baby. I don't want any more kids. Literally, when I hear baby, that's what I think about real kids. I'm like, no.
These tubes are tied.
God bless you. I think in my mind, that's okay, Jesus. My youngest child is 18, about to be 19 years old. I don't do a baby. I guess I'll take care of it. What happens when you have a baby? Do you give your baby to anybody? No. Well, some people do. Say, like, take this baby. Would you just hand your baby out to anybody? Because what happens is everybody wants to hold the baby when it's a baby. When it sleeps all day and it's cute and it smells real good, everybody wants to hold the baby. Just like your ministry. When it's new and it's fresh and it's exciting, everybody wants to be involved. Look at what you're doing. I'm going to come. I'm going to steal your ideas. I'm going to steal your baby. That's just how my mom works. I'm still your baby. Anyway, that's how my mom works. And they want to hold the baby. What's the first thing you tell somebody when they hold the baby? Wash your hands.
No.
You say no?
I say no.
Well, I'll your kids know. Anybody hold your baby. Okay. And if you do say no, let's talk about that. Even in your ministry, what happens when you say no? They're offended. I've been knowing you for 37 years. And I can't hold your baby? No, because you're crazy. No. Spirits travel. You're nuts. No, you can't hold my baby. Same thing in ministry, but we're so active in ministry to be like, here you go. You want it? Maybe that's just me. You want it? God gives you a vision and you take it to somebody else and be like, God told me you should. That's not what he told you. He told you you should. But you're real quick to tell somebody, God told me you should do this. And you're thinking, no. Because I've had people come to me and they come with them off prophecies. God told me you're going to do something. You're going to open the daycare. The devil is a lie. I'm not opening the daycare because I don't like little kids. No, I'm not. I'm not going to open the daycare. No. God bless you. No.